We are at the WGI Southwest Power Regional, and the Flower Mound High School varsity just came off the floor performing their show Back to Square One. It was great. They had a good run. We had prelims yesterday, and it was a little rough. I think we had some nerves as a cumulative group, but we went back, we rehearsed last night, we talked about the arena and how we fill that space with energy, and they really brought it today. Well, you know, we talk about energy all the time, and one thing I talk about energy with the kids is it takes energy to produce energy, so they compete 5, 6, 7 times this season in different venues, but they have to create their own consistent energy, so they do that by winking at each other, smiling at each other, maybe talking to each other throughout the show. We have this prop that we move. I know some of them connect when they're in and around that, but that's how they create a consistent energy base, and from there, our show's really high impact, it's fast. They really feed off the energy from the audience. So lots of applause moments and cheers and screaming. I know their best shows come from, big arenas like this, where there's a big audience and they get to help fill that space between them and that audience member. There's 2 girls, we have 2 dancers, Adelaide and Carly. And when we started making the show, we just started thinking about how can we create squares. It's back to square one. And they came up with it. They were like, what if we hold our feet and I handstand? And it's really cool because now it's like, we call it Inception Square. It's a square within the cube. So it's really cool. It's really cool visually. And they told me yesterday, we were talking about talking to each other, they have a full-on conversation with each other. And I don't mind it because it helps them have a good show. And that's what it's about, We literally, that's where we are as a program right now, is finding a balance of energy, what's doing too much, what's not doing enough, what's doing just enough to be able to toss our equipment, do those dance skills exactly how they have to be performed. We talk about it a lot. We do lots of reps. We do this thing that we call the power of 10. And that's where I take a chunk from the show, and it's usually about 30, 35 seconds. It's a big chunk, and they have to do that chunk 10 times in a row without any breaks, without any drops, without any halves, without anybody falling, without any sails. And that really helps them build consistency, and through that, their energy, they help develop what they have to give, whether it's doing too much, this run rep. The first time they did too much, okay, now the second time they have to go, I gotta do a little less. Then the third time, maybe they find that happy medium. And now they have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 more chances to develop that consistency.